Hey artists, welcome to day 4 of your warm-ups for texture. We have done fur, we have done wood grain, we have done stone. Today we're going to do scales. And we're really going to try to make these scales wrap around this cylinder. And it's a little challenging. If you've never made scales, just follow along because there's a specific way that really helps to do it. So we have to start on the bottom because of the way the scales overlap. But what would happen is if it was a real cylinder and this thing was wrapped in scales, the scales on the bottom would appear to be narrower because of what's called foreshortening. Foreshortening is like when you look at something straight on. So there's my finger straight on. It only looks like it doesn't look like it's terribly long from the point to the base here. From here to here isn't a very long line, but that's just because of the view. Where if I turn it this way, you can see, oh, it's actually much longer this way than if I point it straight at you. It only looks like it's, from here to like right there. Or if I put it down, it's, much longer. So that's what foreshortening is. So it's the same concept. So our first row of scales are going to be shorter. We're just going to make them look like bumps. Then as we get up around the side, so this takes some control, it takes some forethought. Now the way I'm doing my scales is that each hump connects the humps on the bottom. As they come up around, they're going to get a little bit longer. And it's not a drastic change, it's a subtle change. Whoops. Let me go back and fix that first scale. Don't like it. There we go. Now as they go back up around this way, they're going to change direction just a little bit to where they're rolling up around this way. I don't know what it is with the first scale, guys, but I can't quite get it right. Try to make the tops of them kind of start pointing that way, getting a little smaller as we go up. If you've done it perfectly, which I haven't, but if you have, your final row is going to be level across the top there. So there you go. There's some scales. If you want to really, really get crazy with it, you can shade in the base of each scale. And this will take you a whole lot of time, but it's going to look even more three-dimensional this way. And it's a very subtle detail, but once you do all of them, you'll really see that difference. It makes it look like each scale is sticking up just a little bit. This is also a good exercise for control of the pressure of your pencil. I'm just going back and shading that bottom end just a little more. Just not quite dark enough. This is an optional step. You do not have to do very easy to get lost visually doing this. Just remember you're shading in the little V area. And there you go. That gives it even a little more depth that way. So there we have scales for the day. So we'll see you tomorrow for our final step in our cylinder texture cylinder rather.